And Larry Caplan is here, and he's going to discuss all things that are not green right now because they're getting they're getting dry. It is so dry.
It is very dry out there. I've actually talked to some people who I'm saying, your plant is showing drought stress, and they give me the line, but it rained so much earlier. And I said, well, yeah, that was months ago.
Yes.
It's like one of my favorite analogies. You go out tonight to eat at the Chinese buffet. Are you not going to eat for the next 3 weeks?
Maybe we shouldn't, but yes, right,
especially me. But that's it's the same analogy. I mean, yeah, it rained all that much, but a week without rain and that root zone is dry, and the plants need to be replenished.
So what do we need to do? Because you don't want to overwater. The waters could be scarce. What's your guidance here?
Well, I got some pictures.
Okay.
Let's run through those real quick. I'm seeing a lot of this: vegetables, flowers, shrubs. They're wilting because they're just not getting enough water. Next one. This is not a fall picture. I took this picture.
What?
This is a linden tree that I took a picture of at one of our libraries here in Newburgh this week. And the next picture shows why. It is in this tiny little island. It's not getting any water. It's surrounded by hot concrete. These plants are cooking, and they are completely without water.
So it should be green.
It should absolutely be green, yes. The next picture, this is what I want people to do. I want you to water. I want you to get a sprinkler out there and apply water. Next picture, I want to get an inch of water a week, at least for lawns, for trees, and for shrubs.
How do we know we had an inch of water?
Just like this. You stick a rain gauge out there, and as your sprinkler goes back and forth, you capture the water. And when it hits 1 inch, you shut it off. People say, do I need to water for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? I don't know. It depends on your water pressure. It depends on your sprinkler system. But 1 inch is our goal. Next picture. And what we want you to do is we want you to water heavily once a week, not a little bit every day. If you water a little bit every day, you have what you see on the left side, just a little bit of moisture at the surface, which leads to shallow roots and stunted plants. If you water heavily, like you see on the right, the water moves down through the profile and the roots follow it. Deeper roots are healthier plants.
What about those of us who do container gardens?
With container gardens, or even with flower beds like this, you want the equivalent of about a gallon of water per square foot. And so if you're watering by hand, which I don't normally recommend, you need to figure out how long does it take you to put a ½ gallon of water out. Most of the time, people who water by hand are not putting enough water out. And they water, and the plants still look drought stressed. You may need to hold that hose there for a good 20 seconds before moving to the next plant.
I noticed, like even this morning when I had watered my plants and I was digging down to get ready for another plant insert, and top's wet, bottom's dry.
Exactly. And so that's why we want to water heavy infrequently.
Well, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. We'll be back with you. Larry will be back in just a minute. If you have a question, call in.